GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Genzio's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
Yo, GM.
GM. What's good, everyone? How you doing?
That's not how you do it, Scott. Let me try that again. What's going on, my beautiful people from YouTube? What's going on today? We got some great stuff to talk about. We got Scotty in the house. We got Doki in the house. And myself over here about to have a good time. Talk about what's going on, not only in the markets, but in this crazy little world of mining that I love to find myself in day after day.
I feel like you live there.
I mean, do I have a choice? Do I have a choice? I guess is the best thing that I
Not
anymore. Once upon a time, I did. I'm into deep. That's a good song.
I know. I was going to sing it. Got me in a mood this morning, man. In a mood.
I mean, we gotta do.
You guys have been singing on stage before we came in and partying.
Why you telling your dirty little secrets, man?
Not my dirty little secrets. It's you guys singing.
I thought you told me you were gonna keep me your dirty little secret. What happened?
Oh, that's another good one.
Oh, never mind. All right,
I know that one.
Secret.
That one, you know. Proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you. Proud of you. I'm trying to get a nice purple on this one. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Boom. Looks good. Looks really good. Anyway, what are we talking? Go ahead, Toki.
I like it. As far as today, what we're talking about, though, it's going to be a bit, choppy, kind of like the markets. A bit red, a bit sad. But I also saw some funny things going on, too. Tariffs. Trump, he's gotten some lashback, but he's also already giving some lashback. So it's going to be interesting.
Whoa. So it's going both ways. Is that what you're saying?
Already, yes. Literally this morning, it's been that much of a crazy mayhem as far as literally what the markets are looking like, but also in the tariff section. Yeah.
I did an old guy thing here, and I checked my Facebook feed. Right. I don't know if people still use Facebook, right? Yeah, exactly. What? That's what I said. That's why I started with this. I did this an old guy thing, borderline boomer thing, to check that. And of course, what do I see is it's not crypto people. I mean, like none of them are into crypto. You know, it's a totally different world, but they're just arguing back and forth about tariffs bad, tariffs good. This leads to that. And I kind of scroll and I'm like, I know, most of them are just like, this is just sad.
I think J Chains put it best as far as like what things actually look like right now. Yeah, here we go.
Yes. 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 I was like, I can literally hear this moment going off in my head.
I just don't think there's a better explanation of what we're living through right now, essentially. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, nothing could compare to that example right there, because it is such a back and forth on the day today. Whether what was the news yesterday that Canada's not backing down, but Mexico completely took away like all their supposed repercussions for America, and then in the I think it was like same day yesterday was another announcement of like certain Canadian businesses had to start accepting U.S. deliveries because of contractual obligations.
Yep.
And I was just like, okay, so it's like you guys are trying, but no one's really succeeding. It's like y'all want to say something out loud, but when it actually comes down to it, you can't keep your word. Like y'all really do have to comply with what's going on.
You're loving this, aren't you? Like, just be honest with me. You're really loving this.
I really am, because so many people just went after me so hard because of like getting the MAGA boys to support me whenever I was doing my fight, wearing their jacket. And since then, I have gotten nonstop of people being like, "You're the problem with this country. You're the scum of the earth." And I'm like, because I found some genuinely nice people that wanted to support me in something that I was doing for myself, and I wanted to support them in the same way. And I thought it was a really good cause, and actually it supported a lot of like my main factors and viewpoints as far as being more conservative. And it was really weird. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I am pretty center minded on just about anything. Yeah. Like if you want to do something, like you can basically do whatever you want with your life, and if it doesn't affect my life or my kids' life, have fun. Like, yeah, I lived in Oregon. I've literally been around when they were just like, you can do whatever drugs you want, and I was like, sure, you can do whatever drugs you want. Just stay away from me and my kids.
Yeah, just don't bring them on my property or do
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
So
fine by me.
Thank you for that. Within the first 10 minutes, we are now demonetized.
Nice. Yeah, like I said the other day, until we have Bitcoin, over 100K, I don't really care. The market's just going to be choppy. I think we're going to see a lot more stuff just in the news, whether it's from Trump, or just from the administration in general. That's going to continue to do what the J Chains posted there. That image. It's just going to keep this choppiness. And yeah, I think we're going to go through this for a bit longer.
Well, there is a little bit more to it as well. Today, the Fed's coming out and making a little bit of an announcement. We'll see where that goes.
Try to make it better.
I mean, to be honest with you, they haven't made anything better for a very long time. So we'll see what actually happens.
No, so the Fed, honestly, over the last year, has any announcement really moved markets or changed sentiment drastically at all? Honestly.
Yeah, temporarily. It's literally a pump and dump by the government. Like that's the
but
seriously, that's what it is.
It's like
you make an
announcement. Short-lived to a few hours.
That's exactly
not even,
what I'm saying.
And it's no more than a couple percent. I'm saying like it's like a flash in the pan.
It is.
It's
absolutely
nothing
right.
that it's like, oh, to look forward to it because there's going to be an announcement and maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel here and there's something coming. To me, it's just little kind of flash in the pans and nothing has moved the needle significantly yet.
No, I completely agree with you. I wish you were wrong, but no, you're absolutely right. But I will say, and I'm literally putting money down on this. The Fed will move the needle when we start getting rebates. That's when the needle is going to actually get moved, because every bull cycle prior to this one, can we still call this a bull cycle?
What are you going to spend your rebate on?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about calling this a bull cycle. Still.
That's what I'm saying. So is it really a bull cycle? First off,
can I say that? I don't have to say that.
Apparently, after what I did.
No, but if you guys really think about it, every other cycle that we've been through, the Fed essentially printed money, so there was extra liquidity just kind of sitting out there, and that was a huge catalyst. You can't.
Last cycle they gave you money and you weren't allowed to leave your house, so it was just and half the people for the first half of that whole year had no idea how to spend that money on buying groceries online or anything like my parents,
so
or my mom, all sorts of stuff. So it was just a bunch of people kind of just stuck at home. And then, in my opinion, it was like, ooh, pretty JPEG. And then people just started throwing money around. It's like, honestly, the cycle was just, that was so weird. But I'd like to see, I'm not going to be opposed. I do my taxes. Everything's legit, give
but
me
it
some
worked.
money back. Let's go.
Like, regardless, right? Like, that's the whole thing. Like, regardless if it was ridiculous, crazy, or whatnot, it still worked for the market.
For that cycle, do you think it's going to, I feel like it's not going to do the same thing this time around. I don't know. I
don't think it's going to do the same thing either. I think it's a very different setup than what we've seen before because
it's not going to move stuff much. There's so much big money in.
Yeah, but we're not printing money. I think that's the biggest difference of all that people need to realize. It's not a matter of inflating it anymore because everything else was literally a pump and dump, right? You have the Fed throwing out history bear. This is the man, by the way, guys. Sorry, I just got distracted.
About to say there's an 11th person, but not from Houston.
No, but ultimately, like we're no longer doing this inflationary thing where we're just going to print more money and make everybody's money be worth less. We're talking about just giving money back. So I think the catalyst that it will have is much greater than what we've seen before. Because before, yes, we definitely stimulated the economy by allowing people to spend money on just about anything that they wanted and fine and dandy. Now we're doing the same thing, but the biggest thing is that we're not going to devalue the dollar while doing so. You guys remember how much we printed back then? That was insane. Like if you just go think about like the numbers, the sheer numbers, like most dollars were printed in the last like couple of months. That's where we were back in that cycle. So yeah, things pumped hard, but now we get a little bit of money.
What did it do though? What was the repercussion of all that printing?
It was great for a little bit, and then everything now costs twice as much.
Yeah, it was great for a little bit. If I look at the charts, there was a lot of stuff that I want to say it was like, I'll say average. God, 60 days is pushing it, but we'll say like 60 days. There's like 60 days that so much stuff went nuts, went parabolic in a sense that shouldn't, and then it led to, well, where we're at now, where we're at in the economy, and we're still supposed to be. We're in April of a bull run, quote unquote. And, I mean,
hey, go easy.
Bitcoin, 83, alts still in the gutter, still demolished. Now, will the printing or the rebate, will that lead to another 60-day and a free for all come say the fall? I don't know. I honestly, I just don't think so. I think if anything, it's a slow crawl. But maybe I'm just a little pessimistic.
I'll be completely honest with you, Scott. The reason why I do this show with you guys is not because I'm looking for clout. It's just because I'm literally trying to find friends to hang out with on the internet. Where am I at? Wait,
so
wrong
pulled up a computer?
screen. I was gonna pull something else up. Yeah, because when I don't have, when I can't hang out with you guys, I'm stuck with just buying random crap on the internet, and that's not as healthy as just having a good time with friends. So you guys,
but you're gonna unbox that with friends.
I can't literally fit that here, like you wouldn't be able to see it. But if you guys have been watching the channel, you know what this is. We were talking about a GPU miner here, and
just get your cell phone and jump in.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's a good idea.
It's a great idea. What I was thinking here is that I'm going to use this show to kind of coach people to stream, because why not? I like helping people while I'm helping people. So here's what. Yeah, exactly. So right now we're at 9 minutes and 15. Well, 8. I can't talk. I'm a mess today. So it's 9:15 a.m. Within these first 15 minutes, part of what you want to do is actually tell people what you're going to talk about. You want to get all those keywords in there. You want to get everything. So personally, what I like to do as far as videos are concerned, so I do get to the trending aspect of things. I try to break down into 3 simple ideas. You guys can probably see this on my other videos. It's not as impactful for live streams just because you have an inflow of people at a little bit of a different time, but it's still worthwhile. So if I were to start the stream now, what I would tell you guys is that we're going to be covering 3 main things today. We're going to talk about how the tariffs are impacting the crypto markets. We're going to talk about also the deeper impact when it comes to mining, right? Because tariffs also have a huge impact on mining that people aren't even talking about. Not only mining, but when it comes to AI, man, like that is right there as well. So huge impact when it comes to mining as well. Yeah, I mean, tariffs are literally changing everything for the landscape right now. Will it be temporary or not? Time will tell, but there is an immediate and drastic impact on what's going on. That's what I'm looking
at. Excuse me. Action with tariffs and mining, for example. Have you seen anything because of how the administration here is trying to be pro crypto and bring stuff here? Have you heard or seen anything out there that is encouraging mining to be brought into the United States?
Yeah, tariffs, like
well, no, I'm saying
like
for
massively, no, but like
for like any like encouragement, like you're not going to be taxed, like trying to encourage the mining aspect to be here more in the States than people who are mining elsewhere. Actually there's big facilities and companies that mine, and they could be positioned anywhere. But has there, maybe been anything that you've seen or heard that's encouraging to bring that, whether it's GPU power, mining power, whatever it is overall, to be here?
Yeah. And I'll break it down how. First, we have Bitmain actually coming over to the U.S. and deploying a local presence so that they can avoid some of these tariffs. So they're going to be putting some of these things together here in the U.S. so that they can limit their exposure to how tariffs are going to impact them. That's first.
Right. Are they setting up actual business and doing it here, or are they doing business within trade ports? Because tariffs and stuff act differently if assembly's done, I believe, imports and sort of stuff. There's like lots of little loopholes that companies, auto dealers, different people use to do that. Are they actually setting up a facility here?
They are setting up a facility, but what the facility will do exactly has not been clarified. So you bring up a really, really good point. The short answer is I'm not sure exactly to what extent is going to be, but they are literally doing it to be ahead of the curve, because you have people like Intel trying to say we're going to start building chips locally. So they're like, yeah, we got to step up our game because they know what's next.
Well, if they built and assembled miners as well as, took advantage of any, say, positive things for mining here, it would be a huge advantage to people who mine in the United States, because then getting the delivery of miners when they become available becomes something that's, within a day. It's instant, as opposed to, you see pre-orders very far out. You're not sure if you're ever going to get it. Then it's shipped, especially with most of the stuff coming from, China or Asia in general. So that could actually bring a lot more trust in purchasing if it's something for at least us, or in North America, Canada, Mexico.
And Ashanti was talking about that a long time ago, how it's all about us. It's all about trust. Sorry, that dated myself right there.
Just a little bit. But there is something to be said in the fact that tariffs are bringing a lot of jobs back to the United States. In fact, even increasing some, especially in the car industry. There's so many different ways that tariffs are bringing good things back to the United States, because people don't want to pay these exorbitant prices, and the businesses have the opportunity to come here. Not only that, there's certain visas that are in place. I think the the Trump Gold Card Visa, or Donald Trump Gold Card Visa, or something like that. It's very specifically put on how
is
it
that the
worded.
$5 million one?
Yeah, the $5 million one, where you can become a U.S. citizen.
You can buy your way in?
Yes, but it's been offered to a lot of high-class businessmen right off the front, especially across Europe and Asia. So in this instance, you started to see some of these high-class businessmen start to change their mind as far as where they want to be hosting their businesses, or where they're willing to start a new branch. Because if you're able to buy the quote unquote citizenship, then you're able to get the tax reductions that they're looking for in order to actually have the business here in the United States. So while yes, you're seeing a lot of quote unquote reductions in things against high-end CEOs and business owners, it's also because Trump is genuinely trying to pull those people out of other countries and into America to increase the amount of money that is genuinely flowing in and out of the United States.
I love this because this is not the first time. Go ahead, Scott, because I might have like drop a bomb on this one.
So these international business people that are paying, say, $5 million to come here, are paying their $5 million and setting up their LLC, and then writing off the $5 million against their taxes, and essentially probably paying nothing to come here. Hey,
yeah, those will be covered under There'll be professional services and yeah.
Hey, whatever it is, I guess we just
that's what I would do.
Giving out citizenship to
but here's the deal,
money
guys.
in, and it's good. Or business.
You've had the opportunity of doing this for a while now. You can get a green card if you invest in the U.S. That's not new. That's been around forever.
But isn't it different where you actually have to invest into a business or start a business? There's ample amount of dollar versus percentage. Also, in conjunction with somebody from this, I forget all the stuff, but there is a way to do it, but it is pretty hard. Or if you have an established business that you're trying to bring a branch or stuff to.
It also depends on which country that you are from, because each country has their own individual treaties. Like for myself, I've had to look extensively at the US-Thailand treaty as far as how businesses can be operated in both countries, how if you're only trying to operate as a US citizen in Thailand, how you would operate that business. Like there's a lot of little intricate parts and pieces. And you really need to take your time and figure out how that's going to be for tax implications, for how you're going to be understanding how long you can be inside the United States at one period of time, or how long there needs to be, or how short of a time period there needs to be between your visits. Like there's a whole bunch of different dynamics as far as how it plays into what your business is, but also into how kind of like your role in the United States is.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Toki. I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that like people are making a bigger deal out of this than it actually is, because
I think it's a fast track.
It is a fast track if you have FU money. That's what it is.
Yeah.
What
and honestly, $5 million isn't FU money. I mean, somebody could have say 8 or 10 and be in a country that they want to get the heck out of and just spend half their money, 80% of their money to do that and come in, hypothetically. I mean, I don't know all the fine print that comes with it, but I feel like that's got to just be a fast track way. And I mean, and also,
yes. Well, there's less red tape, but it's a lot cheaper for you to go with the EB5, because what you got to do there, it's $1 million you got to invest. You got to make sure you got to create new jobs. It needs to be a new commercial enterprise. The money has to come from like a legal source. Basically, you got to show where the money came from, and you have to have a sustained investment for at least 2 years. Those are the parameters for you to get get it with just $1 million. And if you're doing like a rural type of investment in a rural area, it brings it down to $800,000. I know way too much about this, guys. I am an immigrant. These two whiteys over here don't know what they're talking about.
I will let you know that Trump has just released today. You can get his gold visa with his face on it. You can get your own visa with Trump's face on it. Come on. Don't tell me an EB5 is going to be as cool as that. You can't get a gold-plated Donald Trump face.
So they pull you over to check your papers, and you're like, it's like,
I got my gold Donald Trump that says I'm allowed to be here.
PBA card. You're like, you show the cop, and they're like, whoa, we're out of here. You can speed and do whatever you want.
I don't think most people know about that, Scott. It's just people that lived in Jersey.
Is that no? It's more than Jersey.
It's gotta be.
It's the policeman benefit association type of thing, or whatever it is, and all the cops give family cards, and you flash the cards when you get pulled over, and they're like, oh, you're related to a cop, or you're somehow connected to some lead detective. They're like, keep on going.
Yeah. I mean, but I will say, like, will that gold card come with any kind of cool swag? Because if I can't, look like this I mean, what's the point? What's this been all about?
Well, I'm not sure how other countries work. For example, with immigration, but like in the States, if you leave and live in another country and still have citizenship here, aren't you still obligated to be paying taxes in
Yes,
the United
so
States?
that's the crazy thing about the U.S. Like, if I open a business anywhere in the world, doesn't matter if I have dual citizenship, I still got to pay taxes on it.
The only way to avoid it is by getting rid of your citizenship. So if that's the case, I don't know if any other countries do that. You might even be paying to get into the States and then kicking back to your own country as well.
Yeah. So while we talk, this is Toki, and Toki.
Is this in Fast?
I just did a 2x. He did not look homeless back then. So,
hey,
everyone's like, who is this guy?
I've thinned down a bit too since then.
No, you lost weight too, dude. Yeah. Well, it's weird. You didn't just lose weight; you bulked up as well.
I keep gaining weight.
Wait a second. I need to go normal speed. I forgot this was a quick fight. All right. Scott, I would love for you to give everybody a little sneak peek, because we are going to be a karate combat, right? So what would you say with this fight here? Like, how would you commentate it? You got Harley and Toki. Go for it.
How would I commentate it? I would say that these two are my boys. They've been training hard.
But one of them,
the power of that Trump leather jacket give you them special superpowers to win this against Harley.
Yeah, if we had what is it?
If we had our setup, our desk here, how would we commentate this?
Oh yeah, this would be pretty amazing. Here's where it lagged. They had bad internet connection in Utah, which is a little sad. But look at that. Toki's just like trying to go for the reach because he knew he's got the reach. And then he turned around and he got hit in the head a couple of times. And then he's like, don't hit me in the back of the head. And the ref is just like, what's going on?
That's where you went wrong,
and
Toki.
He just kept going. Harley's like, you don't stop. I don't care if I did something wrong or not. I'm going to punch you into oblivion until the ref stops. And Toki's looking at the ref like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Did you just let that happen? He hit me in the back of the head. Wait a second. I almost missed this. Here we go. And let's see how Scott reacted. Yeah, Scott's on his phone. Scott over here always on his phone.
I'm probably messaging out to people like, oh, shit.
Wait, was that Nick? That was Nick too.
And then you can see me talking to the ref being like, why didn't you stop the fight for hitting me in the head? I literally went to show you that he was hitting me in the back of the head. And he goes, you turned into it. Literally, you can see him right there. He's saying, you turned into it. I'm like, but even what are you talking about?
The thing that I think tripped up just a lot of people like that all last year with the fights who weren't, professional fighters is they stopped, and you got to keep going until the ref, until they stop you. So no matter what, whether you feel they're doing something wrong.
So how about the fights that we just saw where the guy was getting hit in the back of the head and then he was like, no. So should I, like, what should I be doing there? Like, how can I be more professional than literally the professional who's like, hey, I'm getting hit in the back of the head. Let me should have just show to the ref.
What
you should have done? Crazy like rollover breakdancing move and jumped up like Shonuff of Harlem or whatnot, the Shogun of Harlem, and then just laid it down.
Yeah, I mean
that's what training's for. I don't know.
I think Scott's absolutely right. I think you should have swept this.
All right, well, why don't we watch Harley's next fight? Why don't you show that one, and then we can see what actually should goes down.
Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg, Toki.
Sweep the leg, Toki. Just sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
No, and then you know what?
Jake is right. Jake is totally right.
Wait, what's Jake saying? What does he mean?
One thing I will say is
explain it because I thought he was the right person.
No. I was about to fight that ref at the end because I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I turned into getting hit in the back of the head? That literally didn't make sense to me. I was like, if I'm on the ground and I'm getting hit in the back of the head, I'm turning into that? Bro. No, I did not appreciate that ref. And I don't think that quite frankly, I don't think the Karate Combat or IFC should be using that fight as content. because it's not going to make other fighters want to get in the ring if you're going to see a ref blatantly watch someone get hit in the back of the head over and over again. That's not good.
I think you're wrong.
Die.
I think you're wrong. As far as that piece goes, here I'm pulling up the fight just so you don't feel too bad. I am working on it, so I'll get the second one for Harley. You want in on the action? Yeah, this is right here where the action's at. But dude, it's marketing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the whole fight was terrible. If they got a couple of good shots, they're going to use 3 seconds of your fight and run with it.
I'm saying don't use the back of the head shots because that's what I've seen in the marketing.
Really?
That's not good for marketing.
That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad.
Like you don't want people to see other people getting hit in the back of the head, and there's no protection and there's no one stopping it from happening. That's actually one of the worst things that you would want. I don't suggest it.
I know. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I was gonna say after this show, I got a photo of Toki walking in with his Magna crew. It's a pull up.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, so look at this. This is what happened to Harley afterwards. He just did not do too hot, let's say. I think that's the best way to explain it.
That Aussie was something else, though.
He did great.
The thing with I think with Harley is his fight with Utoki was, short. I know you were like about, with the head, and then they stopped it. So he wasn't tested more than, the 30 seconds. It wasn't like a full test. So he wasn't in there in the pit with somebody really pressing on him. Now, I'm not sure. I forget the other guy. I'm not sure if he's had experience in a ring or in a pit at all. But Harley, this is, essentially testing him. And I think once a couple shots snuck by and got him, it kind of got him stunned because he didn't,
look at that. Look at his feet. Yeah, he's still at it there.
Yeah. So, and then he just kept getting up. I give the drive to him because he got up, like bounced.
Oh, yeah. No.
Getting up, like, let me
Harley's
go back
amazing.
in.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah. But, you get hit a few times. You're not used to getting hit. Yeah. But
wait. We got to do the replay. I almost missed it. I was going to bring you up, but we got to do the replay here. This is how it ended. He missed that one. That would have been like a knockout for sure. And then the second one.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And it was
I give them all credit for getting in there.
Solid.
Oh, that was
So
I didn't
solid.
see that like that. It was a good one.
Yeah, no, it was really good. They did a great job, guys. Why are we talking about fighting? Because that's Karate Combat, and we do have a commentating desk at Karate Combat.
This is Toki before his fight with his Magna crew.
you gotta click the screen on the back on the left side, bro. You clicked the wrong button.
I don't know what I did. Put your stuff. All right.
You broke it.
There we go.
Broke it.
You fixed it. All these scenes, because you have like a paid account, it's all fancy and stuff. All right, there we go.
I'm trying to put up a good thing here for you guys.
We got to walk into Bitcoin Vegas like that.
You got friends, Toki, by the way.
Thank you, Troy. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk GPU mining because I don't want to get to the end of the show. We do have a guest that we're going to be bringing on at the very end. My friends here, Scott and Toki, are going to be leaving us at the top of the hour, and I'm going to bring somebody else to do a quick interview to tell you guys all about how to
might be leaving.
Well,
just
maybe
stay
not.
on
Who
stage
knows?
on the side.
Yeah, you should like just be in the background, like playing background noises.
We're gonna randomly just switch it up and just jump on stage, just like you walk behind people doing their podcast
interviews. Yeah, I will say that like I love this space, dude, because I get away with so much, much.
So before we move forward, why do you think you get away with so much? Do you think it's the delivery? Do you think it's just you've done it so many times now it's expected, so people are like cool with it?
All right, so
no, he gets away with it in front of people that have no idea who the hell he is.
Is it
so
just
it's got to be like partial delivery and then partial the fact of when you look at him that your first thought is not, oh, that's a dumbass American.
I don't think
or that he's threatening remark like
I'm definitely not threatening.
You interpret it more of that he has to be joking because if this guy's serious, then something's really messed up.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you guys are completely right, and I have proof.
We're not completely wrong.
Why has anybody chased you out of a building and was like going to kick your ass or something for
That's only
acting
happened
a
once
fool.
in Vegas, and I might have fought back. And that was years ago. No, but
Was it in crypto?
no, it wasn't crypto. It
See, it
was
doesn't count then. There we
yeah,
go.
crypto's a little crazier. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You are correct, sir. I'm not. Yeah, I can't. I might as well just pull it up. So I'll show you why I think you guys are incorrect. But I would love to hear from people in the audience, guys who are actually listening in. Why do I get away with so many of these things? Because I don't think I should. Ultimately, like when I
we
think
agree
about it,
with
it's
you.
like why? But it just
Yeah, I want to
happens.
know
It's just
why,
what
because
happens.
then I want to harness that so I could get away with stuff.
Do you know the example that I want to show you?
Oh, shit.
You
No.
know, come on. You know the example. Because
Of what you
Toki's
got
saying
away
that it's
with?
because people don't know who I am, and B
No.
don't
I'm
think
not
I'm
saying
an
it's because they don't
American.
know who you are. I'm saying that I've watched you do this in front of people that have no idea who
Oh
you
yeah,
are.
I mean that was Charles.
Yeah, that's like-
Hoskinson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pull up that. Are you going to pull up that one? That
Yeah, I could pull up that one, but
no.
that's when
That was a good
people
one.
don't know who I am. I think it's better when people do know who I am because it's funnier that way. So for
No, it is, but in front of people who don't know, it's still funny to the people who do know because they see the people are a little confused and not sure if it's serious, and you think then I think it's more funny. That's
I
like-
think it's funnier too.
Like if it's us three in a situation and we know that you're gonna go do something insane in front of a bunch of people that have no idea that you're gonna go do it, we are absolutely 100% gonna have way more fun in that situation than if everyone else around knows who you are. Because
I don't even have to know that he's going to do something insane. If I'm just there and it's like us three and he does something insane, then I'm like I know already. That's
It's like I know
that's
it's
the
coming.
best part.
I know it's coming. I mean, this is the perfect example. Okay, he like this guy should know better. He knows who I am. I mean, BitBoy knows me, right?
That's
But this
Yeah.
What I should have done is I should have told my wife Bethany that I was unhappy with her and that I was bored in our marriage and that I needed more excitement and I knew that our paths were going on two different ways. That's what I should have done. And I was a pussy and I didn't do it. Instead, I made the action happen to me instead of taking control of the narrative. And that is why at this point I decided to do something different and take control of the narrative finally.
You should have some of that medication. Try acting.
Yeah.
Try acting like a man.
I love how he just shakes his head, yeah, and looks at the camera like that just happened.
Yeah, it's like yeah, pretty much. He
one is never gonna get old.
Ooh. Mick asking where is he now?
Yeah,
You gotta be careful what you say. He might be
he might be watching
this on a smuggled in cell phone.
That's hilarious because he did go to jail. Dude, I love BitBoy because he knows how to take things like a champ. Like if you make fun of him in a roundabout way, he gets upset. But if you just like straight up honest,
You gotta look.
he's fine with it.
No, you got to give him just a lot of credit, period. Because even before, I don't even know if it's been a year. I guess it's been like kind of like a year and a half of this insane stuff that's always going on. Even before that, he was very controversial for a bit from last cycle. And yes, he onboarded a lot of people, but there's still a lot of people that thought he scammed or pumped bags or do different things or whatever. So, he's taken a lot of heat from people even before this last year of stuff going on. And I don't know about you, but if you had that much, like tens and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in comments just digging in on everything that you did or didn't do, could get stressful or tiring. So
a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is I see his accounts and it's just, there's still tweets and different things coming out. So there's somebody, I guess, running his stuff because as far as I know, he's still locked up, right?
I haven't checked, to be honest with you. I just haven't had the time.
I mean, I haven't checked, but
YouTube
I
videos are
figured
still coming out.
I haven't checked, but I figured if he was out, he would have posted something like, "Yo, I'm out," like some crazy stuff about how he's out.
Yeah, he does do that. Yeah, he would have done
There'd
that.
been an announcement. There wouldn't have just been like, Yeah, market's kind of crappy today.
All right, I gotta answer Mick right here because he's like, "What's good to mine now?" And I said I was going to talk about GPU.
Oh yeah,
mining.
let's get
And
into mining.
I want to talk about some pitfalls as well, just because people
Especially
mess
where you
with
are in
these
the world.
things. Yeah,
Pitfalls?
it doesn't work.
Wait,
Yeah, there
ask
are
me if-
pitfalls.
If you're from California, then don't even worry about anything to do with mining.
Yeah. All right,
Sorry.
so we're gonna put Bama to this test. Bama, can you find out how he's doing? Is he over there? You guys hanging out together at your day spa? Anyway, I posted this picture out today earlier, 7:07 a.m. this morning. If you don't know what it is, it's this little guy here that I actually talked to you guys about, and I actually want to show you what's going on. This unit is beefy as heck, dude, and they do have over 400 units in stock still. It is a great price, but you got to be careful on what you actually do with it. And we want to show you guys exactly why, because these units, it's $300, but they come with the AMD RX 470. It is an 8 gigabyte GPU. Now you got to think about, what does 8 gigabytes mean? Anything that you want to run, maybe a if you're mining for a blockchain, or if you're running AI on it, you need to have either the chain itself and all of the transactions, all the historical data be smaller than 8 gigabytes, or you need also the LLM model, for example, to be able to run within under 8 gigabytes of RAM, because it's so compute intensive that you have to have everything on RAM. It can't just be sitting like, oh, I have a file for it. That doesn't work. You have to have everything on the card itself. That's why you're always looking at the memory space on the card itself. It does make a big difference, and I will show you what I mean by that. And I also want to show you how you guys got to be careful when you look at things, because MinerStat has been one of those, like, everybody goes to MinerStat because we know we can find out information about what to mine here. This is MinerStat for the AMD 470 card. And here's what you're going to see. First, you're going to see this thing right here. DAG size might be too large and you won't be able to mine this coin. That's the biggest thing to watch out for. So this is the 470. You got to make sure that you're not counting on some of these things, just because it's not going to work. First and foremost. The second pitfall that I want to make sure you guys realize is that even though earning 69 a day sounds fun, or nice, as some people would say, y'all are not laughing. Dang, I'm not landing these. Anyway, you got to figure out what's actually going on here, because this is 2 miners BTG. Is this real? Do y'all think this is real? Actually, I was gonna straight up ask you guys.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, you can't just like blindly look into some of these things. It's just not wise, because you might be you might get yourself in trouble. So here's like how I go about doing this. I go to just copy the ticker there, BTG, coin market cap, easy peasy. Get our little Bitcoin gold, and we are up 58% today. Volume 24 hours, 16 million. But now I got to tell you, like, good luck actually buying and selling this thing. Like, where are you gonna go? Like, that's the piece that people don't think about a lot of times. Like, what's the like, all you have is one exchange doing 99% of the volume. So like, it's so deceiving. It's not you.
Is he lagging out for you?
Yeah, he is getting choppy. He is frozen now, and womp womp.
No, I think he's fully frozen. Yeah.
Well, everyone was saying that they were learning something about mining. We were learning a little bit more, and then Action leaves us to talk about there's one exchange to trade that on, or to dump it on, essentially. Because if you're a miner, that's what you do. You mine and then you dump it.
I've seen. Is that still something that you would say is like what happens for Bitcoin? Is that they mine and dump it? Because like it's hard
I think it depends on cycle and market, because sometimes it is sold off to pay just huge overheads and different things at different times. And when there's a more profitable time, just holding. I think people who mine who are really, really convicted and just trying to get as much as possible, as long as you're not in California with that electric rate, you're probably just mining consistently and then just trying to find ways to, use the heat, offset your heavy footprint of electricity, like take advantage of the heat and things like that. So, but Action had this whole thing about mining and then just leaves us.
I mean, he was going to be unboxing that miner that he did get, which again is a pretty good deal at $300. And then it's even cheaper with that discount code that he had, which I believe is on both of our previous streams.
The thing was that was what it said, 60 something cents for one of those cards in that mining pool. That holds at least, I forget how many cards come in that.
4 cards in there.
4 cards in there.
Yep.
So, wait.
I thought it was more than that in the Octominer.
Yeah.
How many cards are in the Octominer?
Who said 4 cards?
Is it 8, 10, or 12?
12.
Oh, it's 12 in that one?
So
12 of the 8 gigabyte?
Yeah.
All right.
So
hold on a second.
I'm going to get my screen sharing again because I think that's kind of a big deal.
So that's like around $8 a day if you're on your example that you're using, utilizing.
But we're
all
also
those
making
cards.
the assumption that pool is real and that you could actually make that type of money.
60, yeah, that you get it. If
the pool is real,
20 cents,
selling it is the hard part of this.
True.
That's the hard thing around it. Wait, did I just share that screen?
The thing though with this unit, and hopefully you unbox it and it works fine or whatnot, is it's full of cards. You could spec mine with it. You could get an introduction into mining. You could if you're actually interested in these things, you're kind of like a nerd like us a bit, where you're like, ooh, you kind of geek out over gadgets and hardware and stuff. This is probably the most affordable thing that I've seen that you could just dabble in mining, spec mining, whatever. And even if 9 out of 10 of the things that you do with it result in a bust where you can't sell it or make things, if there's one that you could to make back a couple $100 shouldn't be that hard.
No, not at all.
It's tempting. Like I've been big on doing nodes and that where it's just sort of, but I've been tempted to go into mining a little bit and something like that. Like back a year or two ago when we were looking at the Octominer, it's like going to spend, I don't know, even on the cheap end, like $1,500 or something like that, and then spend at least $1,000 a card, sitting there dropping 10 grand on a rack, and you don't even know, like this is like 100th of the price. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Toki, you want to mine?
I do. Yeah, especially because I'm in Pennsylvania, so I know
you got that Amish power.
Yeah, I got that Amish power, which is a bit different.
They pedal.
Well, I also know where I actually own property. There's like certain electrical cooperatives that you can talk to, so you can actually get a lower rate if you say that you're going to be consuming at a higher amount. So with those types of things in mind, it's very easy to think that it could be quite profitable in that essence, because if you're thinking like electrical prices could get as low as like 2 to 3 cents, especially if you're paying
mining near you from fracking. East Pennsylvania into New York.
No,
sure
so there could be.
There's gotta be.
My land is built, or my land is on top of reclaimed mine land. So as far as mining goes,
you're gonna be mining in a mine.
I'm gonna be mining in a mine. Yeah, it's gonna be great. What could go wrong? It's actually pretty cool because I still find fossils all over my property.
I know in what was it? It was in, I want to say upstate New York, but it wasn't that far upstate. Someone was trying to buy like an old electrical power plant to do some sort of mining, but New York at the time regulations were crazy, but it was going to be essentially like powered off of several things, not just like generating
Well, in Pennsylvania, you have Bitcoin mining operations that operate off of reclaiming coal land. So basically like dumped coal they'll take and scratch that off the surface, so therefore helping us by reclaiming all that deposited coal on the surface, and then they're burning that for the energy, and then using that, and then reselling the land to actually make their profits. So it's
is the scrape off the earth worth the burn for the air pollution?
It's better than the amount of pollution that it leaves on the surface, not allowing you to use that land.
So then, yeah, so the lands you can't grow or do whatever you want to do on it.
Yeah, you can't really do anything with it. So they're literally cleaning.
They're cleaning the land and then repurposing and get energy and other stuff out of it.
And then I know that the one stretch was sold back to like a whole entire like farming group. So I don't know if it was a cooperative or if it's like a larger conglomerate. But just seeing those opportunities come about, that's amazing. It's also changing Pennsylvania's landscape, which is drastically needed.
What's wrong with the landscape right now?
Well, they burned down all of Pennsylvania in order to do all the steel mills in Pittsburgh and everywhere else. So basically, we need to get rid of a lot of like the excess coal that was dropped onto the top, and a lot of the excess stuff that was not.
They've been
so
doing
good
that here now. They started with Hawaii. Now they moved over to California. They're doing the same thing. Ooh. Was that bad? Here, let me set this. There, now I'm in here and I want to click share, add to stage. I want to show you guys something in regards to the mining aspect of it, because people are asking GPU miners, what am I mining with it these days? Flux is definitely one of the things that I actually want to look into for this miner specifically, not because of the miner itself, but because of parallel assets, which don't get calculated when you're doing your mining ROI. Scott, what do you know about that?
No, I mean, I need to, what I need to do is I need to get my parallel assets and check. No, but that's, it's actually with the fees and different things like that, as long as you're mining for a little bit, it outweighs it. And you could, I don't want to say double up, but you double up, triple up, quadruple up. I mean, the amount of parallel assets right now, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head, but it's got to be about 10, right? I'd have to look.
Yeah, no, there are a lot, and that's a cool thing. Like people think about GPU mining, and it's very singular. It doesn't have to be. There's way more out there for you to do with some of these things. But I did do the research for. Where we at? I did do the research for you, Toki, because I knew you were asking about what's going on with Bitmain. I got the answer, and here it is. So, 34% export duty on Chinese goods affect crypto mining. Like I said, Bitmain Technologies plans to open a factory in the U.S. in December.
Oh,
so another producer, MicroBT, has signed a purchase agreement with the U.S.-based miner, Riot Blockchain. Riot's freaking ginormous. And yeah, so
see, they open a factory here, start assembling, building the miners here or whatever. Get away from that 34% tax, have delivery essentially overnight to their biggest customers or people that are buying if they wanted.
I mean, that's okay. So people don't realize this.
It's a business move. You know, you have your stuff in Eastern Hemisphere, China, several, because I know the Bitmain's got several actual locations.
Yeah,
they have like over 1,000 employees. It's huge from what I've been told.
They're ginormous, but something that people don't know, people do get delivery overnight. They have a stockpile in 2 different warehouses in the U.S. So if you pay the right price, you can get things delivered immediately. Because what happens
now, everyone can get it then.
Yeah, most people are not buying from Bitmain, though. That's what people don't understand. Bitmain doesn't have resellers, right? What happens is that the people that have money or that can, drum up enough funds from pre-orders, they go to Bitmain and they get the best possible price based on quantities. And a lot of times they're not even making the resellers are not making too much money on top of these. They're looking for volume. So that's why you see such a huge discrepancy in price between the people that are buying it in bulk versus somebody buying one for home. But I have to say that I think there's more to this, outside of the tariffs, because it's also competition. And this is what I wanted to find and show you guys.
They should all be direct to consumer, especially if they're operating in different countries, different continents.
Yeah. I
You
agree.
just
And
standardize
that's-
it and then discount on bulk straight through there.
Mhm.
And then you're getting it from the source itself, and it's reliable. You're not getting it through somewhere else where half the places where you're usually trying to find miners, you're like, am I going to get this in 6 months? Am I going to get it at all?
Exactly. So let me show you here before we have our special guest come out. Toki, I was going to ask you, can you make sure that that person has the link to get in here? I just thought about that.
Sure.
Thank you. So here's what Brains actually came out with. They just announced it. So it's a little home miner, right? Like that's what they're looking for, is to have something that you can mine Bitcoin at home. So easy home mining. It's a BMM 101. It's a really cool idea and all that. But the biggest piece of it all is that they're making these chips in the US. This is like
Nice.
US silicon is what's happening. That's why they're looking at it like we have to compete. And again, this is what most people don't realize. Like, this is not going to be your huge moneymaker. Like, look at that, $5 a month at 17 kilowatt hours. At least they're being honest about the kilowatt hours. It is only 40 watts, but you're not going to be mining a boatload of Bitcoin with this thing. Like, if you're going to, solo mine, then you're basically hoping to hit a block. And if you hit a block, great, you're going to make a boatload of money. But the odds of that happening are very, very small. So you can basically do the same thing with GPUs and solo mine different coins and have a much better chance of actually hitting full blocks, which is a really fun way to mine. So if anybody's like looking to get into GPU mining, they can't afford it. That's like an easy way in. Like the same way that you have those bid axes that are out there. People are like, oh, I just hit a block. Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal.
Have you hit a block before?
Yes. It's been well over a decade though.
That's funny.
I used to solo mine Bitcoin and Litecoin.
Oh God.
Are you doing
Litecoin.
the Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bellscoin, or no, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Bellscoin?
That's good.
Yeah,
Right
with an L9, I have one L9 up and running to be
Okay.
exact. But yeah, I mean that's what I do love about script mining, because you can mine all the things without having any extra additional costs. But here, let me throw what Suburban just said. I solo mine 2 FE blocks, merge mine, and made $37. Got paid in BTC with BitX. See? It does happen, guys. It's not like out of the ordinary for something like this to actually take place and people to actually be profitable. It's just a matter of finding, those little niche things. Son of a Tech is one of the biggest dudes in the space when it comes to starting to mine random things, and all of a sudden, he made money all of a sudden. So it happens. Like, it's not out of the question, and it's a great way to get started. Like, for $300 to be able to get 12 GPUs, like even just the fact that you have this beefy thing that can actually do that. But to be honest, like, it's got 3 750 watt power supplies in there. I can strip that case down and make more money than what I paid for it.
Parting it out.
Totally, worth doing. Well, you got time involved there, so there is that piece to it all. Yeah. Toki, you had something you wanted to share as well. I never got your screen up. You want to share that?
We had already talked about it, so
we did.
Yep.
Scott, did you have something to share as well?
We got a couple minutes left. Not necessarily. I mean, I think everybody knows what's going on in the market, and a little bit choppy, and same old, I guess, for the past couple of weeks. I think it'll still continue. So we'll see if there's any earth-shattering news that sends markets one way or the other. But I honestly don't foresee it. But not much else. Oh, you know what? Actually, because there's something that we're all doing is we all are, because there's a ton of people that watch on Twitter. And that we could see in the chat here, there's a few people that showed up because the stream is being pushed right now through Action's YouTube channel. But both Toki and myself have recently created YouTube channels as well, which will be streaming certain episodes if they're a little bit more related to gaming, maybe, or more market news, just depending. So make sure check, I guess, the description of this feed there.
I did
we'll
not
put the
add it
links
to
in
the
there.
description. Not gonna
Well,
lie, but
wait a minute, he's gonna add it in the comments, maybe. Oh no, he's gonna pull it up and
well,
show
I was going
everyone.
to show you first off. So if you go to the home, like to my channel here, and you
Yeah, go
scroll
to
down,
actions.
I did go ahead and add Scott's new channel, Toki's new channel, as well as Serenity over here.
Serenity. Actually, he is a great person. If you guys have not checked out the Down Home Crypto community yet, whether they're Discord or their YouTube, that guy is wonderful. He loves to help out. He loves to make sure that you have anything and everything taken care of, especially when it comes down to being a community member. And that is so cute.
Yeah, that's a Down Home Crypto special right there. He hooked it up.
Nice. Do we have our special guest on stage yet?
No, we don't have him on stage. He's running behind.
He's gonna no show on you, action.
That would be hilarious if
that
you
would
no
be
showed
pretty
on
fun.
me. Because, well,
Yeah.
thankfully, how do I say this?
I don't know. You can't.
He's just giving me one more thing to roast him about.
And I will stay backstage watching.
Oh man, no, it's oh, I guess I should probably tell people this thing here. I need to change it as well, name nomenclature wise. But let me pull it back up. Down here, there's this actual Action Studio channel. I have a lot of interviews that I'm going to be dumping on that channel as well. It's got less than 4,000 subscribers. This was the backup channel when somebody canceled me. It was not fun. I cried. I definitely cried a lot because it happened 3 times.
Who's canceling my man Action?
Yeah,
I'm finding you.
YouTube. You gotta be careful.
I'm finding you, YouTube.
Yeah, not so fun, but it did help because I
And then
ended up
Toki's
growing this channel.
disappears.
And I haven't posted anything here in 3 years, so I'm gonna revive this channel, so that
Look
I
at
can
that
get
short from. Is
stuff.
that from 3 years ago?
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely a 3 year ago short.
That's so old. It looks like AI.
Oh, look at this. This is when I got my 3090. I want to see, when was this? Is there a
You
date
still
on
got the
this?
little faux hawk though. Look at that.
There's got to be a date, right?
Description. Yeah.
21.
June 23rd.
Wow, 2021.
So,
Yeah.
about
That card
4
paid for
years.
itself rather quickly, let me tell you, because I was still able to mine ETH with it back then. So it was a scalper that was picking up cards because he worked at Best Buy, but then he gave it to me at cost because I was like, bro, why are you doing that to your own people? Will Best Buy know what you're up to? Because I found him online and basically gave me a discount because otherwise he was going to get exposed. Oh, we got fun questions, and I'm going to put Scott up for this one.
Hold on,
How
let me get back
old
to
are you
screen.
guys?
Old enough to know better, young enough to not care as much as we should.
Wait. I
I'm like
don't think I've ever
ancient.
heard that.
I'm like the
Oh, really?
oldest one in here. Or well, definitely the oldest one in here. Probably the oldest one. in
Well,
the
then let's
chat,
start with
too.
Toki. Toki, do you mind sharing how old you are?
Yeah, I'm 31.
God.
Dude, you don't look a day over 40. Scott. All right, I guess I'll
I'm
go.
the guy who's in the
37.
fort. I'm in my fort.
37.
I'm mid 40s.
Mid 40s. So we're gonna call you 47.
You call me 47 if you want. It's all right.
49 it is. That's mid 40s still. Not in the 50s yet.
Couple more Bitcoin conferences and I'll be there.
Oh, yeah, no. That aged you rather quickly. I will say. Look at that.
I'll say,
history
hold on
there.
a second.
57,
Wait, hold on a
57.
second. If we do Bitcoin, Dubai, Bitcoin, and Singapore this year, at the very least, that will add at least 2 years of age physically to your number and like 5 to your looks in age. It's a weird formula. So you automatically will jump from like 31 to 33 this time next year, but you'll age 5 years as if you're like 37.
Is that how I got this beard?
Oh, what? Just wait. Next year it's going to be gray. Mine was not gray like this last year. And then I went to like 6-7 conferences, traveled around, talked about crypto all the time, and now like now I look older than my age.
That's hilarious.
Yes, Roy, you are correct. Roy is 100% correct.
Yeah, I don't know my age because I'm so old. I forget. I swear. Wait, Action, you're what, 37?
7, yeah.
You're right on the cusp of not remembering your age when your birthday comes.
That is that is not true. I've been struggling with it since I was 32.
Okay. Because
I'll say I'm already struggling. Like
usually when you're in
I
your
feel like
30s,
you hit 30 and you're like, I had a birthday. I just don't remember what number
30s,
I am now.
You don't remember. You're like, wait a minute. I'm gonna be 38. And then someone's like, who actually knows, like your parents, they're like, no, you're not, idiot, you're 39. Like, one of those. So oh no, yeah, definitely. I think we all don't refuse to grow up because no matter how old I am, my mentality still stays like at 20.
Yeah, no, that's actually there is something. Doesn't matter how old you get, you're always a certain age in your head. That never goes away. And like I thought that was a fad. No, it's a real thing. Like it's real. We actually had this conversation in what do you call it? Was it
Denver?
It was in Denver. Yeah, we had this conversation in Denver.
Was it on that Tuesday night?
I don't remember what night it was, dude. It was something.
It was that night.
It was the night that we didn't make it to the what's it called, to the Meow Wolf polka dot party.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
went out to like these crazy parties, and we're like, oh, we're gonna stay in.
We're like,
So if I
it turns
shave
into
my
a crazy
face,
party.
will I have a baby face?
No, you need to say, well, I guess you can find out by going over to YouTube, going over and rewinding this video and watching you fight at the KC.
No, that was
right?
too
That
small.
wasn't that wasn't
What he
close,
could do
either.
is just shave right now while we wait for the special guest.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Didn't you want to shave? You were saying something about that. You said winter's
No.
over. You said it's summertime. It's time to shave.
I didn't say that. It's not
I thought
summertime.
so. I thought you said you were either braid it or shave it.
Oh,
All right.
braid it. I did say I was gonna braid it.
I vote
Yeah.
for shaving the braids. Once it's
not-
done, then you should.
See, I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, this is my favorite. I'm gonna actually switch up the view here. I'm back.
I thought he was going to rug himself.
So did I. I was like, wow, that's a
That would've
first.
been hilarious. No, but like this
that
is
mean
one of
our
my
guest
favorite
gets
things about
rugged?
YouTube, man. Like I miss having a larger YouTube presence, quote unquote, just because of the interaction. But I never really did a lot of lives, so like having the opportunity to actually talk back and forth with people on the channel makes a huge difference for me. Like I
So much
love
fun.
this stuff, man. It really is. Like my normal way of going about it is actually launching premieres, because then I can actually chat along with the people watching the video. Like it's the
Yeah, but you want to be able
second
the
best
live
thing.
the live is the best because it's just what's going on immediately right now, and it's like people, like questions and comments from the chat, and you're firing from the hip back, and you don't know where the conversation can go. There's so many amazing people that end up tuning in.
Oh yeah.
You learn from them, and honestly, like I feel that anything that I do or want to do, if the camera's on streaming and we're talking about crypto or whatever it is I want to have fun, but it's not like I'm doing something to enhance me. Like I'm doing it for others. Like let's like all of us as a community, we're streaming, having fun, talking crypto. You know what I mean? So
Do you mean in the sense of like you just want to be able to continue to educate everyone, where
Yeah,
it's not
you
just a for
educate-
you thing here?
yeah, it's not like like extracting value. It's it's contributing. It's providing value. It's giving people a voice and having fun at the same time. So I mean, that's the best part about having the chat. You get to just go back and forth.
And dude, if I can tell you something, I love being able to empower people to find their voice. That is one of my favorite things to do. So you might find me annoying. Good. Because I'm going to annoy the crap out of you until you go ahead and create that YouTube channel that you've been talking about for years. Right, Scott?
Yeah.
We did it.
Literally
Congratulations.
3 years. I think you've been saying, like, just to turn on the YouTube and do something. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. It feels more like a community.
And
I think it
all
was
right.
Nashville when he told me. So I'm a little bit lower on the amount of time that it took.
Yeah, you're way more easily influenced.
Is it because I'm younger?
Exactly. Exactly. It's all an age thing.
Can't
all
teach
right.
no dog no
It took me
tricks.
a while because I'm
Let's
lazy.
pretend that age actually matters for a second. Scott, you haven't told anybody to actually follow the account and like subscribe and everything in here.
Awesome. You just did.
No, you haven't. Is what I'm saying.
This would be a perfect time for all of you to follow, retweet, repost, smash the like if you're on YouTube, subscribe, check out Toki's channel, check out my channel, check out Action's multiple channels, and yeah. And we still
Did
don't
you
have
see
a
that
special
Action
guest.
has channels in other languages?
Yeah, so I had my cousin actually doing videos. I was like, dude, I'll give you the content. Just go ahead and do it in Portuguese. He got to like 500 followers in like a couple of weeks, which is pretty good.
Awesome.
He just didn't keep up with it. I don't know how else to say this. If y'all want help growing your YouTube following, like this is now a service that Genzio provides.
AI could just do your videos and just change everything to other languages, and then you could just post it.
Talking about AI, let's talk about our sponsor today, Decentralized AI. You see, I'm better than Linus at this stuff.
No, because you didn't move the mic out of the way, so it just
I
said
did.
decentralized A.
I did.
Now
So
you
we have
did.
a no shower
wasn't-
today.
I was still
I
covered.
need a jacket, bro. I need a jacket and a Canada shirt is what I need.
This is funny. I'm in the chat here. Looking.
I don't know if they made a jacket with Trudeau and oh, I can't say that. I don't want to get.
No, that's not. Yeah, let's not eat. You guys, do you know what the shirt that I'm talking about? Please tell me you do.
I'm not even listening. I'm sorry. That's the way I screw with Action back. Is just when it was that weird pause. I'm like, wait, are you talking to me about something? Yeah. See, look at this. This is the important thing. Where is our guest? Exactly. Let's check this chat.
This shirt. I love Canada.
There you go.
You've never seen this shirt before, Toki?
I feel like
Elon
like I
loves
have.
Canada.
I feel like I've seen it. Sorry, I don't even want to say. You know, they had.
Qué bueno. Yo no sabía que hablaba español.
Have you remembered back in the day there was that website people would talk about called Hot or Not, like the rating site, right?
So I may.
Are we allowed to talk about?
No, so
Hot or
on
not?
TikTok,
Yeah, I mean, it's
so on TikTok, there was a video clip of someone going around interviewing like girls, and it wasn't Hot or Not, it was Thumb or Not.
It was what?
No,
Thumb
no,
or not?
no, Scott, no, no, Scott,
We'll leave it there because Tokyo's like, wait, hold on a second.
no, Scott, no.
Yeah,
I don't
so
want to
that-
less this channel, okay?
It falls right into there.
I might have to go hit up Rumble and see if they have a sponsorship for me if this happens.
I'm just gonna start an OnlyFans instead. OnlyFans
Oh.
CEO.
I never got very high up in the Hot or Not.
Well, I just heard about it. I never really.
Oh no, like I
That's-
dated a number 2 girl at hotornot.com back in the day. That was hilarious. What?
You rated a girl
No,
a 2 and then dated
no,
What?
no. I dated a girl that.
Oh, you
was
dated a
on
girl.
there. Yeah.
rated number 2,
Yeah,
not
so-
rated a girl number.
No.
I was like, man, that was harsh.
Yeah, when he was done, he's like, "Yeah, that's it. I rated her a number 2."
And left.
I
And
was
I'm like,
10. She was not good.
soy de Kentucky.
Soy de Kentucky?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not
Oh,
soy.
I think our guest is back. Is there a link?
I DM'd them too.
You have the
See,
link
even
for him, right?
Troy. See, he
Forget
understood
it.
the-
Bro, all right. So I was funny story. Like,
It says he has no link or anything about it. Check.
check your DMs.
It's like, this isn't the way we do things around here.
Oh man. Anyway, fun story before we transition here. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was in court. I was actually a criminal trial, like a pretty bad one. Ended up being the foreman for it. I'll tell you guys who it is. It's somebody famous that was in the NFL, and it was a bad case. Anyway, the judge is like, I was like, dude, I gotta go. Like, I can't, I can't be in the jury. And he's like, why? And I'm like, well, the company that I work for really relies on me. Like, I'm the number 2 in the company. And he goes, you're number 2. Like, you do a lot of the work. Like, what are you trying to say? I was like, dude, I'm a solid number 2. I need to get a transcript for that. And he goes, okay, so are you gonna get paid? I was like, yeah, my boss will still pay me if I'm here. He's like, cool, you're staying.
So that didn't work. Remember when you were saying there's some instances where Action's really just going to try and throw it out there and see what happens? Yeah, that was one of them. Didn't work that time.
Y'all check the express chat real quick. Just a little message from Zach, by the way. Aquí está en Chicago. That's how you say it, by the way, guys. Chicago.
Oh, well.
You see that?
Yeah, if we need a special guest, I could like change and put a silly hat on.
That's hilarious.
I definitely have a silly hat because I got this silly polka dot hat. And
I wear that one outside when I'm like doing gardening stuff. It's hilarious.
hold on.
Now, here's what there it is.
All right, everyone. Yeah.
You're like
So
the broken version of Crypto One Piece.
Crypto Scarecrow right now.
You look like you're about to go gardening for crypto.
Hey, I'm going mining. I'm going to dig soil and maybe I'll find Bitcoin. Is that how you mine, guys?
That is a clip right there.
That's how you mine. You can get rich. Just go in your backyard with a shovel, dumbass.
You know that's getting clipped, right, guys?
Awesome,
like,
because I need. See, that's the thing is, I need shorts for my channel, and the best way to get them is by act silly and ridiculous here. Action just is like, yo, look at this here. You're an idiot, and I'm like, yes, and I just post it. That's good. That's gonna be help. That's gonna help me. Could you imagine you go in your garden and dig up some Bitcoin?
Oh my god!
It wouldn't be worth shit then.
All right, so. I mean, depends if you got chickens in your yard. It may be worth that.
Those things give you a lot of crap, though, don't they?
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So it could be worth that. Dude, my plants are amazing though, because I compost everything, so it's pretty incredible. But talking about you guys are still hanging out, so we're gonna go ahead and actually give you guys a little bit of value wire here, because otherwise we'd just be jerks that are yanking your chain, and nobody likes to get their chain blocked, right, Scott?
Yep.
You know what really
blocks my chain?
Talking about digging holes, here's a recommendation as far as
can you also go what really mines my coin? Is that another word?
You really bits my coin.
You guys are trying too hard. Anyway, entropy.
All right.
You know about entropy, Scott?
Are you saying entropy
this
or
is
entropy?
Where
entropy.
Because entropy is different than entropy.
No, entropy.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
Entropy.
Entropy?
Entropy.
This is where I get shamed, right? Because I actually have the chip and I should be mining right now.
What's happening?
It's
lazy, traveling, just various things. I need to do it. I'm not traveling now, no.
Oh. So what are you doing today?
He should be mining. That's what he should be doing. But this is a little wild, right? I know that people love their meme coins. This is literally a mining meme. It's like the DePIN meme. It doesn't do anything. Like, it's, you know how the narrative for meme coins is like, well, it's really not worth anything, so it's not a security. This is checking 2 boxes. So we've gotten clarity from administration that mining is not a security, first off, and then these guys are already saying that does absolutely nothing. And Suburban Crypto knows that miners eat first. That's what this is all about. It is very small following. on X, I guarantee you guys, you're going to see this number jump up rather quickly. They are coming out with actual DePIN devices that they're going to be distributing and selling. I'm sure you guys can use coupon code ACTION when it comes out, because I may be helping them with the background without telling anybody anything about what's going on. But yeah, they're going to have a DePIN device, and their goal is to get this thing to ROI as quickly as possible. We're like, I'm talking to them, and the goal is for the devices to mine $5 a day with a thing, which is incredible, right? Like,
if you were in early on, it was I think there was like an average of like $16 a day for a bit.
Yeah,
but $5 a day is still awesome, because the actual device that I have to do this is a $15 chip. And it's like that big.
Yeah, so, and the like funds that are going to go into it.
It's standalone as well. No, you set it up and just plug it in and leave it and forget it.
Bingo! It's plug and play.
In what kind of situation here? Like, is it like any device that you can just plug and play with? Like, I could just put it into my computer and we're safe, or how is this?
No, the device
doesn't need to be in the computer. It's just once you set it up initially and it connects to your Wi-Fi or whatever, you just have it plugged in with a USB cable to your wall or to whatever power source, and it just does its thing.
So it's just its own separate device, DePIN device in this situation.
I think you have to I think you got to flash it or something. They get you a code because you have to be onboarded in.
You're not going to have to do that anymore. That's what I'm saying. So they're going to be
once they have a device, they'll just sell it.
But here's the thing: like, it's not going to be cheap, guys. It's going to be $100.
It's probably going to be a lot better than when I got over here that I'm supposed to hook up.
Oh, I'm sure, because here's the cool thing: like, it is a 20-day ROI. And I will put up a video, just a heads up, you guys are going to see, make your money back in 20 days with this new miner. And it's going to be me holding the miner going, it just works. But because there's nothing out there that can give you an ROI in 20 days. It just doesn't exist right now. Like, even sell hash rate, it takes a year for your ROI on those things. It's kind of wild. But I love that Suburban Cryptos hangs out with us and gives us all the insights. The ESP32 chip is so simple, hence why it's using the bit axis too. So technically you could, solo mine Bitcoin essentially with a lot of these things. Anyway, there's no purpose. There's no purpose. I'm just going to say that. There's no purpose behind this yet.
Did you dig a hole initially?
I mean, have you seen my house? I've dug plenty of holes.
I'm sure your chickens know, but did you do the whole thing initially?
Yeah, I didn't take a picture of the original one. I have a second one that I did right now that I told the kids not to fill in because I do want to take a picture. The first hole was amazing, dude. First hole was probably like 4 feet deep, 1.5 feet wide.
Well, they should have gave you tons and tons of chips.
I want to know your thoughts on this one, Scott. Great chat, guys. What are your thoughts on Cubic as GPU mineable coin?
I like GPU mining. So anything that I could GPU mine with, if I was to mine, it would be straight GPU, because I wanted to do something like, I was thinking about this a couple of years ago when we were like mining Disrupt, when the Octominers were first on. Like, I really wanted to set up a few rigs where I'm not compromising large amounts of power from my house, but just something I could do off a few breakers and go GPU. And also to be able to switch something up. If I wanted to change tokens, something new came out. There's a lot of different ones. I just felt that for me would have been a better, I don't know, road to travel. As far as that specific token, mining GPU, I'd have to look into it a little bit more in the deep dive on it itself.
I'm trying to get the hash rate essentially like profitability, because it's definitely not the most profitable thing to be mining with a GPU. But again, this is where spec mining really comes in. Like, hey, I believe in this thing. I think it's going to take off. I'm going to go ahead and mine for less than what it costs. and then ultimately you're hoping to see that upside potential on something that you really truly believe in. But again, it is
Well, I think some of the things you're
risk.
mining, even if you're like just breaking even or on it, the thing is that you're hoping over time. Like, I don't think anyone who's getting into mining thinks that they're going to just turn their miners on and tomorrow they're just going to have a ton of money.
No, they do. Some people think that.
Well, then they shouldn't be mining.
Agreed.
But
there's a lot of people that do think that, though. Just so you guys are aware, there's a lot of people who think that it's super simple. It's just like you plug it in, you flip the switch, and they're mining, and they think that they're suddenly earning immediately because they bought a specific miner. Like, I've had that
maybe
conversation
like 3 cents a day
several
or something,
times over.
But you need to be, this is something over the course of, even if you're mining for a year at break even, if markets do what we hope they do, and they steadily will trend up, when the economy's good, they do good. These projects end up having some staying power and they're around for a bit. They don't fizzle out or die. Then, if you're mining and breaking even, once the token goes up, you're making money. As long as there's enough out there that you could have enough places to actually sell or trade it.
It's not as easy as that. Well, some miners are as easy as that. Sometimes you just plug it in and you do earn. It's just a matter of finding out what you want to get yourself into. But I will say, like, the biggest reason why I'm not a huge fan from these guys, I'll show you why. Probably make more sense if I show you on screen. Forget what you know. Did you know that they are a decentralized network where unmatched scalable tech meets AGI, purpose built from the ground up to surpass traditional blockchains? You know what that means? Nothing. That's just a lot of terrible marketing jargon is what that is. Actually tell me what you do and what your purpose is more than anything else. I mean, that would go much further. Anyway, the reason why I don't like them is because they're not doing that great when it comes to marketing. Like, they have so much good content and stuff available to them, and yet they don't showcase it. Last post they put up was on March 28th. This is how you get forgotten about in this space and you slowly drift away into oblivion. I love mining, don't get me wrong, but that your mining is only as good as the stuff that goes along with it. And I'm talking about following best practices when you're actually posting stuff out there, getting people to actually engage, because it's not a good look if you have 21,000 impressions and only 12 comments.
Yeah.
So yeah, how do I feel about them? I think they could be, much better off if they focused on, actually, I'll make this offer. I'll give y'all a discount if y'all want to go, if they want to do marketing with us. I handle all their socials and get them to be where they should be, not just, a bunch of bots viewing their stuff, but actual real engagement. Let them know. Let them know. We'll do that for them.
Action,
Genzio. Well, you say action or Genzio? Did you freeze? Oh
no, I said hey at both of you. I said action, yeah. Genzio.
So thoughts on helium? This is actually really good. What are your thoughts on helium, guys? Like, I want to know where you all are at with this one. Dog.
It alters the pitch of your voice.
What alters the pitch of my voice?
Helium does.
Helium? Yeah, but all right, so I just kicked him off stage. So
like what?
Sorry. I just had to do something dumb.
I mean, true, but
I had to do something dumb. It's fun at birthday parties. I don't know.
That was pretty good.
Thoughts on helium? I don't know.
All right.
Fun at birthday
I love
parties.
it. It's a great and affordable project. Okay, so Troy, while I get Toki's thoughts here, I want to know from you, like, are you talking about helium mobile or are you talking about the IoT side of helium? Because that makes a big difference. Toki, as a whole, what do you think about helium right now?
Because Action's going to sell you something if you think
as a whole right now, I think that helium relies heavily on a singular distribution channel, and it's kind of difficult for them because when Action owns all of the miners in a warehouse in California, You don't know what to do with that.
You want to give my address out too? What's next? You gonna give my address out? You've said too much. You've said too much.
I'm kidding. I actually am really interested in hooking up a helium unit. I was
Which one?
genuinely, I was talking to Saucy DePINs earlier today about the potentials of even running some projects off of DePIN where helium could be a major play in all of that, just because how easy it is to set up and how
it is pretty
affordable
straightforward.
it is.
I got to give them that. It is pretty good as far as the user interface and getting things going. It's pretty easy.
Which for this purpose and for the sake of, I'd say, like entrance level DePIN, you want that. You want to be able to have a product that someone who's just getting into it is able to use without being confused the whole entire way through the process. And the easier that you have in any kind of interface like that, it'll genuinely just increase the amount of adoption that you want for that product.
You know, thinking about helium, and I was looking at the map, you know, before, this is a while ago, there's more than 11 people here in Houston, because there was more than 11 on the map. So there was actually a pretty decent network here when I had checked placement of it. So, because I had looked at one point, I think I talked to you at some point, Action, about this, because you had
You did.
like you were saying, that warehouse on that. And it's like, is it worth doing it for me? But there was decent saturation.
The crazy thing is that I could have like gamed the system, made like hundreds of thousands of dollars if I really wanted to, because I had all the devices. I'm not a terrible person.
Fair.
That's true. You're not a terrible person.
Not the greatest, but just not the worst. All right, so
Still a legend in this space, guys. Don't forget that.
Here's my 2 cents on helium. I think that they have short-term legs, at least, because they are essentially operating as an MVNO. Y'all know what that is?
Did you say MVNO?
No, it's M as in Mary, V as in Victor, N as in Nancy, O as in Oscar.
Is that what
You know what that stands for? I literally just put in private chat so you have the answer, guys. Come on, seriously. It's the Mobile Virtual Network Operator. I'm trying to help them. They're just not helping me back. Anyway, they are not a real telecom, right? They operate under T-Mobile's frequencies as far as a telecom is concerned. They're just trying to get bigger by providing things cheaply, but ultimately it's not a huge moneymaker. They are trying to get essentially offload data onto their network right now with Helium Mobile, which is basically just Wi-Fi 6 hotspots is what it boils down to. So I think they are going to be profitable here in the short term. I don't know if they have legs long term to sustain it. I do think that the worst case scenario would be that they get acquired by somebody. That's really like all that would happen, because it's when you build a network out that big, you want to make sure that you have how do I even say this? That you have the legs for it. You have people are going to want your reach, essentially, right? So even if they go away, somebody else is going to pick them up and say, all right, we're going to take this on and move forward with it. The biggest thing that they're going to be fighting against is probably in the future is going to be T-Mobile themselves, because right now T-Mobile is offering $50 packages for you to have home internet. I just got it for my house recently because I got to be the guy that checks everything out and tests things out. I'm getting over 800 megabits download speeds right now, which is pretty incredible. Yeah, and all of they give you a free unit as a receiver, right? Because it's got to get those cell signals, and it's got Wi-Fi 6. So at a click of a button, they can turn anybody's new devices that they're using at home for their own Wi-Fi to be shareable devices. Now you expand that into a business setting, and all these small businesses start picking this up, and now they can share that data and that bandwidth. And let's say they get a little bit of a discount. That's
you bring up a question for me then. For my area specifically, getting internet is excruciatingly difficult. There's actually only one company in the whole entire town that I own property in that's allowed to provide cable internet. Everyone else has to try and find satellite, and you're you're not going to get anything out there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
satellite speeds are terrible.
So with this in mind, with a T-Mobile unit, if you're testing this out, like, how relevant is that? Is it something that I could potentially be using? Like, I don't get the best cell service on my property to begin with. So is that going to be a hindrance, or is
Yes.
there?
It's going to be a hindrance, but there are tools out there that allow you to actually check where the antennas are. I can help you through it. Pretty straightforward. I was getting 250 megabits down on my device when I first got it from T-Mobile, and then I installed an antenna and I pointed directly at the cell tower that's a few blocks down, and it like 4x'd my speeds. So an antenna does go a long way. It's a matter of knowing how to set some of these things up and knowing that there are products out there that can help. I mean, it's just setting up what I did. I changed the broad pickup antenna that it came with a more directional one. Since I already have a pole on top of my house because of all the miners I've been running, all the IoTs and stuff that's up there, I just attached it to that same pole and pointed it towards the cell tower, and I am cooking right now. I have canceled my Starlink subscription because it's not worthwhile. Starlink was charging me $120 a month, and I wasn't getting any more than 120 megabits down. And when it rained, I was experiencing terrible service, and the latency is just not that great. So,
Interesting.
Yeah. Troy, I'd be more than happy to give some of these insights on a video. I'll try to record it today if I get the time to do it, and then we'll post it out next week. But yeah, so there are tons of opportunities and possibilities out there. It's just a matter of, having the time in your hand to explore it, or just watch. Here's how you do it. Or just watch my YouTube channel, guys, and make sure you're getting the latest news and everything that's happening inside of IoT and the Helium network, especially when it comes to mobile, because that is the new trend, especially when Saucy DePIN's got 4 extra ones that he doesn't know what to do with.
True.
He does know what to do with it. He's going to send it to you, Toki.
I mean, if he really doesn't know that much to do with it, I'll help him out. I am all about cooperative mining.
That's when they just send you here and you get to mine.
Yes.
I guess it's cooperative.
You know what? I'm gonna tease something here for just for funsies. I am potentially looking at a cooperative type of scenario as far as RWAs are concerned, and turning DePIN into an RWA play so that people that, let's say, live in California that can't mine something because of the cost of operations can actually benefit from this. I don't want to make this big. I don't want to go all out and be like, let's make this $1 trillion project. I actually am considering making it as small as possible and keep it community focused so that we can do even more fun things on top of it. So do like rewards for holders. Let's say we deploy this instead of a token. Let's say we do an NFT to kick things off, right? And your rewards are based off of that. To be able to have the contact with the people that are a part of the network and be able to, essentially, I don't want to call it gift, but like do drawings and fun things for them, I think would go a long way into not only building community, but allowing people to experience what mining is all about without having the crazy overhead or dude, how cool is it when you can pull something together and be like, hey guys, this is what I brought for lunch. It's very simple and I'm not interested in it. Then all your friends come to the table and was like, hey, here's mine. And you get to have this big old meal. That's what I'm thinking about. I just want to make sure that people can actually harness the upside potential when it comes to DePIN networks and mining in general, without having to break the bank or be afraid to get into it.
And there's a lot of projects there that don't realize that they can benefit from working with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much.
There should be more collaboration as opposed to like the
division.
tribalism or whatever you want to call it. Like,
People
hey,
need to be
I'm the
more
best.
chain
We're going to do it this way. It should be like, hey, what could you provide, and what could I provide to try to push things forward. So we'll get there. We're getting
Travis, if you're scared, don't be. There is plenty of information. Action is literally always talking about this. If you join any of the spaces regarding DePIN, if you look at any of the DePIN Day videos, if you go back over the past arguably up to 3 years worth of information just on what's going on with RWAs, DePINs, and how things are progressing, you're going to find that with that guy. For me, he's right there. Hopefully, he's right there for everyone else. But also that guy. Hopefully, he's over there. Otherwise, I'm pointing nowhere.
You got it right. You got it right this time, Joji.
Yes.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
But both of them, amazing content. Go look at their Twitter accounts, and then definitely check out the YouTube accounts. I know Dabbits will be putting out some videos soon about marketing and such. But if you need anything as far as DePIN goes, this guy is a wealth of knowledge sitting there.
Or a hug.
Sure. Or a hug.
No, I've been told I'm a good hugger. Sorry, just putting it out there. But Troy, did I ever get that one-on-one interview with Conduit CEO? Dude, I've gotten so many interviews with them.
It was last week.
Last week, dude, I do spaces with them every couple of weeks. So like, I'm always in touch with those guys. Like beyond just getting interviews, like Brandon, like is in my DMs like multiple times a week.
On this live that we do every single week. Last Friday, our special guest was indeed Conduit's team, where we had
go back to that stream. Go back to that stream. It's on. Was that one on your channel still too? Action.
Yeah, it's on the channel. Yeah, it's on the channel. So the easiest way for you to find it would be to go to the channel and click on what do you call that thing? Live. So share this tab instead. Click here. There's one more thing I want to actually share with you guys before we close out the stream and stuff. It's going to be, is it this one? No, that's 2 days ago, 7 days, 6 days ago, or 9 days ago? 6 or 9 days ago?
6 days
ago. The one that's whatever's longer.
It's going to be, well, yeah, this is definitely it.
That's it.
So yeah, so GM Live, Crypto Week wrap up with RWAs and DePIN solutions. So halfway through, make sure I did this right. So
there you go. A little bit more.
Right here.
No audio?
Yeah, there's no audio. So that's from Tony, by the way. So cool. This is best. Brandon up here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit for that on meme coins. That's gonna be hilarious. Did I rug somebody in this one? That's from Tony, by the way. So
pretty sure.
Again. And it's going to be 15 seconds, and then I'm going to come right back with cool people's on screen. Here we go.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, so you want to start at about 1 hour and 1 minute and a half. That's where it's going to be at. So easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Boom, link for you on the chat. Make life a little easier. But something I want to tell you guys about, and I'm not telling you this because I'm getting paid. I'm telling you this because I still need to get paid. I need to stop making jokes, man. Zandium. I'm sure you guys have probably, there's a bunch of content for me like on this dude's channel. Blockchain Bernie. I'm going to pull it up, Bernie. I'm going to take you guys through the entirety of this experience, okay? I'm going to go ahead and share this tab instead. This is Blockchain Bernie right here. And look at my face. If you look for Bernie, you find me. I went out to Vegas and I did
that's right.
a few episodes with him. So really great quality. I do have to say, like, it is all about this one thing. So don't think that I'm going to be talking about this extensive, number of opportunities. No, this is just about them. That's Bernie. And this was a pretty awesome studio. Let me open his channel. He's got over, 630.
Hey guys, it's Blockchain Bernie here. I launched a multi-million-dollar crypto token. Actually, it's tens of millions of dollars.
Bernie's funny, dude. He's so funny.
He's such a good guy.
He is a good dude, man. But look at this. I'm all over his channel right now. Videos. Look at that. Episode 376, 375, 373, 372, 371. You're getting action in multiple platforms now, which is a ton of fun. Yeah, I'm over here as well. This is where it starts. Did I go back further? No, that's it. That's it. Yeah. 2 weeks ago is when we started the videos. So there's a bunch of those out there. Now, what is it and why does it matter? It's a decent opportunity. Not going to lie. Let me share this, what the website is. They're doing storage on Solana, and like nobody's done this before. he's right. And I know if Davey was in here or or Dan from Flux, they'd be like, what are you talking about? We've been doing this forever. And yes, that's true, but nobody's done it natively on Solana. That's why there's opportunity here, because you could essentially leverage some, assets on Flux even to run these nodes for storage and make money on top of it. Because people that are in certain ecosystems, they want to stick around with that ecosystem and build within it. So these guys are looking at on-chain storage for Solana. Solana stinks when it comes to storage. You can't put any data basically in your Solana accounts without paying an arm and a leg. Yes, cheap transaction fees, but it's a pain in the butt because you're replicating your data across every single validator on Earth for Solana. So instead of doing that, these guys are actually, and Bernie may or may not be a validator himself. So he's got in with the in crowd over there, and he's gotten a lot of the validators to actually jump on board and be and essentially buy into this thing. They sponsored Breakpoint last year. I don't know how Scott missed them. Just he was raving about
I don't know how I did either.
Anyway, I will say that he got burned in the past. He used a bunch of I'm airing all the dirty laundry, guys. I don't even care. He went out and actually used the firm to get some influencers out there, and he got burned bad. So he's like, this time around, I don't care if it doesn't sell. If it sells, I'm not gonna try to pay somebody to get the clout. And I understand where he's coming from, because he got burned bad. He essentially, this marketing firm basically not only gave him bad advice, but took his money and didn't deliver. People just were either big shills with a bunch of bots or didn't even know what they were talking about. And sales were awful. And he basically just lost money in the process. So 2 things here. Well, 3 things. First, don't do that. Second, go directly to influencers if you actually want to get something done. Like, people think that a lot of the bigger ones are out of reach. They're not. If you have something worth talking about, they do respond. They do care to actually engage. And third, if you need help, I'd be happy to do so, because this is insane, guys. Just like, let me show you the node count right now. This is where the P nodes are at. So P nodes is what the storage nodes are called. He's trying to get rid of 300 nodes, and he's only sold 220. And this has been a week, 2 weeks. No, Toki, is that right?
So it's just almost coming up on 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I also did buy 3 of them already.
Yeah, this should have sold out immediately. There's no question about that. This should have sold out immediately if people understood the prop value around it.
See, I guess like one of the big things here is that people don't understand that there's a difference between the DevNet nodes that you're able to get right now and what's going to happen during mainnet. And that's one of the biggest things that I've been looking at in this project overarchingly, is these P nodes that you're getting right now are for the DevNet, which means they're the ones that are going to actively participate in getting you an ROI. If you're trying to get something and you're trying to build with this project long term, you have to have part of this set, because once it goes to mainnet, it's completely different. Any of the nodes that you're getting during mainnet aren't making money. It's complete. It's not how the system operates. These early DevNet nodes, where you're actually focusing on the storage opportunities and the building opportunities that are being presented, this is where you're going to be able to make something of yourself, especially within the Zandium ecosystem, which ultimately is building a storage layer on Solana. So if you're looking to be a big player on Solana, if you're looking to build a storage app on Solana of some type or some form, like let's say you want to play a long-term game, you need real storage solutions. Now you can build that, and you can get everything done on top of Solana. It's through Zandium, but it's on top of Solana, and that's amazing.
I guess Toki is getting paid.
If not, when you clip
through
this
the
and
nodes.
send it over, and then maybe.
Well, no, I got Xant early, so I did
You
quite
will get
well
paid.
there. And then beyond that, using Xant, I was able to get my P nodes. So with the profits that I made, I'm still up overall, even having purchased the B nodes.
I love
So
it.
I'm happy.
Yeah, you're good then.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like finding these opportunities, they're all out there, man. It's just a matter of doing your research and figuring out how quickly you can get in on them. Yeah.
How many
So
tokens have you seen going up in price over the past 2 months?
a couple of the ones that we work with.
Yeah,
Yeah, not
this
much
one
is
specifically.
moving.
It's
Yeah,
been impressive. Zand has been an actual mover.
so we are up. Let me pull it up. Let's do the radium pair. Come on. Oh, it just dumped, man. It just dumped. It just dumped. I'll put it on screen. Look at this. It dumped over 1 hour. That's it.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not even mad.
No, it's not bad at all. Like if
No.
you got in early, you're still doing pretty darn
charts
good.
can't look like honeypots unless they are honeypot. You know what I mean? You got to have some pullback. There's people who get out, people who have big bags, for example, and whatever project it is.
I
You
think
need
I actually
to.
did buy around that bottom too. Which is
You got to
Around
get
here?
distribution.
yeah,
That's
So
what
It
I'm
just
doing, man.
distributes the token, so it's good.
I'm feeling happy.
No, yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of opportunity here. This is round 2 of this project because round 1 was them trying to create their own blockchain, and then it dawned on him like, wait, why am I going to try to create my own blockchain when I'm trying to support another one? If you want to like get traction from that chain specifically, especially validators, you build on the chain itself. Like it's a better way of going about it. Especially like keep staying profitable is a big deal. And for you to stay profitable, you got to make sure people are actually using the tech, so there's real revenue coming in. So it's a business, not a hobby. And the best way to do it is actually to go where the people already are, instead of saying, I'm going to build something that people are going to show up. Doesn't work that way. So building something where people are already building makes a whole lot of sense. There was something else I wanted to cover that somebody messaged here, and I completely forgot about it, but that's okay. I just looked at the time. It is 10:51 for me. Anything else you guys want to go over? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to make sure that we talk about before we close the stream? I have one thing for you, Toki.
I have one thing as well before we go. We do have a space coming up at the top of the hour. It is our gaming space between myself and King Snooch. Absolutely epic. It's going to be one of our biggest spaces this week with how many people we have from gaming coming in. So please make sure to check it out. We already have everything set up. The links in the announcement from last night. So please, love to see you guys.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Action, what about you? You got something to say, don't you?
I always have something to say. Where's the link, though, Toki? You have it? Can you source that and put it in the chat so that people have the link for it?
Yes, I can.
Oh, never mind.
Right
Don't do that. Don't do that. I already got it. Copy link, and there's the link.
Look at that. So space coming up. Action, gonna close this out?
I will close this out, but I want to make sure that I touch on one thing when it comes to gaming, because I know